What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I am Eric, and you know, if you've been here before, that I love Polaroid cameras. I actually did a whole little cool video about this guy, Polaroid ONESTEP 2, and I'll link that below so you can check that out. But today we're talking about the Polaroid Spectra SE. Now I'm really pumped about this camera. It came out around the late 80s, and what's really cool about it and what's different toward the regular formats that you've probably been used to when you think about a Polaroid camera or instant film photography is that the film that goes inside the Spectra is actually Polaroid's wide format. Now, for the longest time when Polaroid was going through its years of not being around and not being made, you were kind of SOL if you didn't have, old packs of film that was laying around in your house somewhere. But thanks to the friendly people over at Polaroid Originals, they started making the wide format film again, and we're gonna check that out today. Okay, so we have our camera, we've got our film. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open up brand new film from Polaroid. And by the way, if you're wondering how much this is gonna set you back, so for the 600 film by Polaroid, it's normally about 17 to 18 bucks depending on where you're buying it. The Spectra, because it's wide format, it does run a little bit more. It's running on like $19.99. For my local camera store, it's 20 bucks, and even from Polaroid's website, it's 19 bucks. I will say try to find somewhere local that you can buy it from, because if you're getting it from the website, you are gonna pay shipping on that. So when we're talking about loading up the camera, it's super easy. So on the Spectra, you have this little button here on the side. When you pull that lever, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna pull it back, and it's gonna open the camera, so you're fully open. Cool thing, real quick before we load the film, is on the Polaroid Spectra camera, you see how this looks like it's like a mirror? That's called Polaroid's like sonar technology, and what that essentially allows you to do is when you're trying to focus on somebody, it was essentially their version of autofocus that like cameras have nowadays. So really cool. All right, what we'll do is, so that we have the camera open now, if we wanted to open up to actually load the film, that button's on the opposite side. And what's really cool about the design is you don't see that button until you actually open the camera. So with it closed, you can't see it, but then when you open the camera, it pops up and it kind of appears, which is kind of a little dope. I thought it was kind of cool. It's just kind of hidden down there. So you just depress that button, and then it drops the compartment that you can load your film cassette into. So that's what we'll do. We'll open up this film and we'll see if this camera fires up. Now here's something that's different. Normally all the other films, they don't come in this case like this. I've never opened up any Polaroid film where it comes in this foil pack. So definitely something different. Definitely is like alarming if you're used to opening up Polaroid film and you normally just pull out the instructions and you pull out the film, but this is different. So this is almost like opening up a candy bar. We'll see what's in this bad boy. Okay, wow. So looking at, the cassette, it is a little bit wider than the normal Polaroid film. Just so you know, you wouldn't be able to use this Spectra film with any other Polaroid you have, being that when you would try to load it, it obviously wouldn't fit because it's too wide. So we're gonna load this up and hopefully our camera loads up. So super easy. You have arrows right on the cartridge, let you know what you need to do. You just follow the instructions. Pop that all the way in and close it. And close it. And cool. So here on the back, you can see that now we had a light that was red and it just turned green to let us know that our camera is ready. Now, what else is cool about this camera? You have these settings that you don't normally have on a lot of the 600 format cameras. You've got this little music note, which is for the sound to let you know it makes a noise every time you take a photo, kind of like the beep that you have on new digital cameras. This timer button, when you have it switched up, it has the timer. So it's actually gonna allow you to depress the shutter button. It's gonna let you take time. You can run in frame and hop in there. AF stands for autofocus. You have that switched on or switched off if you want the camera to autofocus. This was kind of cool. So, you know, Polaroids love light, which is why most of their Polaroids cameras have flash that always stays on. It gives you the option back here to control that flash right here from the switch. And then kind of hidden right here so it looks the same is our light and our dark buttons that are pretty much standard on all Polaroids that allow you to adjust the exposure. So pretty standard. Dark card comes out like every Polaroid pack of film that we've taken so far. What is cool though, when I look through the viewfinder to, you know, frame up a shot, and you just depress the shutter button just a little bit, inside you actually get a number counter of how many shots you have left, which is really, really cool. I've never seen that on any Polaroid camera. So I'm just gonna take a photo of this pillow and then we'll just see how it turns out. So I will say, face down, the Spectra is a little bit slow. I bought this camera, like all my Polaroid cameras, secondhand. So a lot of times when you're checking to see if your camera is working right, don't freak out. A lot of times you'll stick a cartridge in, and you know the battery won't be seated right, or the cartridge won't be seated right, and you think, oh crap, I just wasted my money on this camera. Normally, if you take your time and don't freak out and finagle some things, move some things around, reseat the cartridge in there, you'll come to find out that a lot of your cameras work. But all in all, I think this camera is very, very solid. The functionality in the camera, again with the settings in the back, are really, really cool. And you can find them, used on eBay or on OfferUp, different platforms like that, for really under 20 bucks. And for the type and the quality of the camera, you're really getting a steal. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that way you get notified every time I make a video. Also, big shout out to my buddy Scott Bound. He did all the camera work on this video right here. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at that's not my Instagram, at I'm Eric Brown Jr. That's where I post stuff about my life. You can also go on there to see all the Polaroid cameras that I have for sale right now. Thanks for watching.